Welcome to the Gonzo book. I am Jose. Shelly's taking a nap. I'm just here to talk about a few things. Got my training cubes out. I made these training cubes from a blank cube. I also have my Velcro one that I can add stickers to them. But I decided to bring these out to try these out, and these are nice. So right now this is my right cross, and this is my F2L one. But I decided to learn my F2L algs so I can try to get a little bit better at pairing them and putting them in, because right now I'm just putting them in one by one. My first competition I went to in Africa, PA. My average was 132, I believe, and my best score was 116, a little under 117, and to me that was pretty good. So I got 79th out of 80, so I wasn't last, but I was proud of myself. So I've been practicing, so I'm averaging around that time. Right now, using my CS timer, I got my current best is 108, and my MO3 is 116.36. My AO5 is 113.58. And my AO12 is 117.19. As a matter of fact, all of those are my best times. So to have an average of AO12 under 120, that's really good for me. If you want to make your own training cubes, go to thecubicle.com. Of course, I'll put the information right here so you guys will know. And it comes with stickers, so just make your own training cube. And it's $4.99, and sometimes you can get it for $3.99. And it comes with the stickers. Blank comes with the stickers. If you buy a sticker cube, then you have to take all the stickers off that you don't need. You could do it that way too. All right, so make your own training cubes, or you can buy them. I think the Cubicle sells them. If they do, I'm going to put some right here. You know what? I think they have 6 training cubes, but they're $10 each. So if you buy all of them, that's $60. So if you buy one of these for $4.99, you'll save at least 50%. So this cost me $4.99. The Velcro I got on Amazon, which wasn't that much, to tell you the truth. I think it was $5 too. And you put the soft loops on the blank cube, and then you have to cut out the Velcro hooks and put it on the vinyl stickers that they give you, which is I recommend because they're more durable, and you can make your own training cube. And this turns good too. Look at that. I lube this one too. I lube them all. Put the right cross. I even got my logo on there. Nice. And I already have videos on all this, so go back if you're interested. If you're just watching this one, go back and see how I made it, and then you can make your own. So $4.99 plus the Velcro. Let's just say extra $10, so $10.99, and you have all the training cubes. All right, but what I wanted to show you today is the new game that I created called Podium. It is a dice game. It's called Podium, and I am selling it on the Etsy store. So I'm gonna put the link down below. Right now, I'm waiting on the scoring pads to come in, and I also developed a scoring pad digital, which is not an app. It's just an Excel spreadsheet where you can just go and just type in the score, or they have drop-down windows for each box, and it tells you a little bit more about the game, and also has a printable version. So if you want to print the scorecards out, because I'm only going to put a certain amount of scorecards in it to keep the price down. This is the limited supply pouch that I'm going to put it in. Very nice. Open it up. That's the cup. Has the logo on it. And comes with a pencil. Golf pencil. With an eraser. And it has a cap on it so it doesn't mess up the stuff that's in your mark up your cup. And these are actually extenders too. So if your pencil gets a little bit too small, you still have somewhere to write with it. And it comes with a nice eraser. So, and then I got my 6 dice. They're pretty much 1x1s. They have the same color scheme as a Rubik's Cube. When someone orders it, I have a whole bunch of them, so I'm gonna. I have a whole bunch of them already made out. As long as I get the score pads. This is just a printout version of the score sheet, but it's going to be a little bit bigger because the white margin is going to be bigger, and it's going to be double side, and I'm going to put 10 on each game. So that gives you an opportunity to have 10, 20 games you can play. So, and then it gives you an opportunity. I'm going to put the link somewhere, but I'm going to put a link to that Excel sheet and a rule sheet and a link to a video of me playing it, just to show you, give you an idea of how to play it, so it's easier than just reading. Now, let me just show you this now. It comes in these little bag here, has 6 1x1s. Call them dice, call them die if you want, but I like to call them 1x1 because that's what they are. And it has the same color scheme. So red, opposite of red is orange, opposite of green is blue, and white is yellow. And it comes. That's important because one of the scores in there is called 3x3 opposite. So if you get a 3x3, if you get 3 red and 3 orange, that's just not a regular 3x3. That's a 3x3 opposite, and it gives you a little more points. So if you get 3 blues, 3 greens, you get 3x3 opposite. If you get 3 oranges and 3 blues, those are not opposite of each other, so it's just a 3x3, and then that's, I believe, 45 points, and a 3x3 opposite is 50 points. But if you get another 3x3 opposite, you're allowed to fill in. If the 3x3 isn't filled out, you're allowed to fill that one in, but you're also allowed to fill the next 2 out that normally you wouldn't be able to fill out. But you get special permission if you get that particular score to fill those out. And those are the 5x1 and the Rainbow 6, which are hard to get. In my opinion, they were pretty hard to get. And then you have your, white 6. There's 12 turns in each game. 12 turns in each game. The first turn you get is slightly different than the other 11 turns. And these are, you roll 6 times, but you have to go for all white. You have to go for the white 6. You can't say, no, I'm going to pick up that white. If you roll a white, it stays there. You don't pick it up. You have to continue until you roll a white 6, or you run out of rolls. There's only 6 of them in the first turn. I wanted to make it easier to try to get the white 6 the first turn. But let me tell you, it's still not easy because there's some times that I don't make it, and I get the lowest score, the 5. It's hard to get anything lower than that, but it's possible. Usually you're scoring. Blue is all the score, and if you can't make any of these scores, you go down to the penalties, and you add these up after you 12, and then if you're over 200, you get 25. If you get over 250, you get 50. If you get over 300 points, you get a bonus of 75. And if you get a perfect score, which is 410, you get a perfect score of 100, which then gives you 510. So that's a perfect score. You add them up and they're all there. Now, white 6, if you get a white 6, you get 75 points. But if you get another white 6, you can fill in the first square that's open. So if it's the full 6 and you put a 60 on there, instead of the 75, you get 60 points if you roll 2. But if you keep rolling a couple white 6s in that game, you can fill in the next available one that's open. You don't get the points, but you get that next score. The same for the full 6, except for you can't go up. If the white 6 is still open, you can't go up and get that one. So that's the same. You get another 3x3 opposite. You can fill in the next one down, which is the 3x3. But if that's filled, you can fill in the 5x1 and the Rainbow 6, which normally those two you wouldn't be able to fill in. But because you got the 3x3 opposites, I give you that extra in the rules permission to fill those two up. Let's say you were going for, you get 3 reds and you want to roll, and you roll 2 oranges, and a green after your last row. So you didn't get what you wanted, but this right here is not what you wanted, but you got a 3 by 2 by 1. 3 by 2 by 1. So you can go down to a 3 by 2 by 1, which is the next highest on this scale here, and you can fill that one out. Now, you can, if for some reason that one's already filled out, you can go for a 2 by 2 by 1 by 1. 2 by 2 by 1 by 1. Okay, even though this is red, you can take that out and make it a single. 2 by 2, 1 by 1. So you can fill that out too. So that's how you can do that. Or if you're trying to go for if you got 4 reds and you try to row and you got a blue and a green, then you get it's not what you wanted, but you got the 4 by 1 by 1. Okay. And if that one's already filled out, then you can do the 2 by 2 by 1 by 1. Okay. If that one's already filled out, you can do a 3 by 1 by 1 by 1. Okay. That one's the last one. So if for some reason that one was filled out, there's no 2 by 2. There's no 2 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. That one, then you get a penalty. Now, these are the penalties. So penalties, the first one is an informal warning, which is 0. It's just an informal warning. But you do put a 0 on there to tell you that's how you got it. And then the next is a formal warning, which is a -5. The next one is a +2. That's -10. Next one is a DNF. That's a -15. And the next one is a DQ, which is disqualification, which is a -20. But you have to stop. You don't get any more rows. Now, if that was your last row, then, that was your last row. No big deal. Your last turn, that is. That was your last turn. That was your 12th turn. That's not a big deal. But if you get DQ on your 10th turn, then guess what? You don't get an 11th turn. You don't get a 12th turn. The people that are still playing can do that. So even though you got a DQ and you can't continue on, you still can add up your score. And if you're higher than the 3rd person, then you can get Podium. It's all about the Podium. That's hence the name. So normally you're not just going to play one and go. Normally you're going to play, which I have you can do two games and then do the average. But in competition is an AO3 and an AO5. So that's how I set it up here. AO3, and then you get the average of your score, and the next player will get the average of his score, and the next player the average of his score. Here you have to average it out, or if you're using the spreadsheet, it does it for you. So you can figure it out there, and then you do your Podium. So the one with the highest score, of course, is Podium 1. The person with the second highest score is Podium 2. The third person with the highest score is Podium 3. There's only 3 podiums. All right, so you got first place, second place, third place. If you're 4th, 5th, or 6th, then you don't get a number because you're out of the podium. Better luck next time, as they say. So that's my game. It's called Podium. Now I'm giving like 5 or 6 away to some of the people that I know, so they can play test it. So in their particular version, they're going to have a sheet to fill out. That's it. That's all I have. So it's called Podium. That's the cut right there. Hopefully it sells. So if it doesn't, like I said, it's okay. I'm just trying to put my ideas out there, and if people like it, they can buy it. And just like my Gonzo Dodeka V1. This is the MC version, mirror center versions. People who like puzzle might get it because they might like puzzle. They might like a mega mix, and they might like the Roman dodecahedron. And that's the BC one, the black center one. This is which has the black balls, and it doesn't have any mirror size. It actually keeps the color of the regular mega mix. And then this is the special one. They make great paperweights, so and a good conversation piece. So if you have that on your desk, people are going to say, "What is that?" And I also have, like I said, the +2 game that I'm trying to pitch. I have a cube shuffleboard that I'm working on, and yes, you are playing shuffleboard with cubes. cubes or your pucks. So I have that. Actually, there's half of the cube shuffleboard right there. You get 2 of those, and then you make the shuffleboard, and then it's pretty much the same scoring system as a shuffleboard, but I try to make it a little bit different. You probably got, if you watch my videos, you know I made the Oracle cube. It's just like a magic 8 ball, but I made it into a cube, Rubik's cube, and you can solve it. Let's give me a question. Let's see. Am I going to sell anything on my Etsy store in the next week? Come on now. Ooh, it says no. So it knows what it's talking about. I'm not going to get any sales. Hopefully, but no. It says no on there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So let's do another question. On my next competition, am I going to beat my single average? Ask later. I mean, I need more practice. Alright. Well, unsure of itself right now. Oracle Cube Mini. I didn't make a mini yet, but I got one that's the same exact size as a Rubik's Cube or a Speed Cube, and they're going to have all the centers gone. So it's like a game where you have one of these dice in there, one of these 1x1 dice in there, and when you turn it, you have to make it the same color as that. And then once you do, you can pass the cube over, and then you keep doing it until the red comes out. When the next color is red, and then the next color yellow, and then when the time runs out, it's like a hot potato. You lose. So, and it's also, you can also use it as a magic cube. But let's say I want orange, so orange comes out, and then let's say yellow comes out. So you look on the chart, orange, and then yellow cube, and then it predicts what's going to happen. So that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, any of my ideas, comment down below. Check out the Etsy store. There's going to be a link down in the description. Like I said, that's all I have. If you have any questions, comment down below. And without further ado, we'll see you on the other side.
Please like and subscribe.